Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's all great and fantastic, and I hope that you have a good Friday to lead you into an excellent weekend. Don't forget that Monday is Valentine's Day, so if you have a Valentine, put something together, even if it's just a note. Carl gave us a topic for today because I don't really have much to talk about right this second. Carl asked if I do anything for the Super Bowl. And so I am going to assume, based on a very loose knowledge of the time frame, that the Super Bowl is this weekend. I'm not being facetious. I honestly have no idea. I have not watched the Super Bowl for 5 years now. And even prior to this, I never really watched the Super Bowl. I have a really difficult relationship with American football. I enjoy the sport of American football. I do not enjoy the NFL or college football. And I think it's just because it's boring. It's just super boring. I enjoy displays of athleticism across any sport. You know, you could put on just about anything, and if there's a display of athleticism, I'm going to be excited for that moment in time. And American football is no different. The problem is that when 60 minutes of playtime translates into 4 hours of my time, I'm not interested anymore. You know, we pause for 2 minutes and then we have a 5 to 12 second play, and then we pause for 2 minutes and then 5 to 12 seconds. And it's just it just wears me out. I have zero interest in it. And I haven't had cable in my personal residence now for about 10 years, I think. I think that's close to accurate. I think when we first moved in here, we accidentally had cable for free for a while. Because they just never turned it. I only bought internet. I paid for internet, but they never turned off the cable, so we had it for a while, and then eventually it went away. So I think it's been about a decade since I have not had television. And even before that, I didn't watch American football, and I've never watched the Super Bowl just to sit down and watch the Super Bowl. It would always be going to somebody's house, having a party, watching the Super Bowl. And it was, honestly at that time, it was more about, hoping for cool commercials that everybody would talk about on Monday. I would spend very little time watching the actual game, especially since there was just better things to do with my time. So I would usually go to somebody's house who was having the party. For the longest time, that was with my ex's family. We would all get together and watch the Super Bowl and have cheese platters and shrimp and wings and make a day of it. I will tell you, I'll tell you a fun story that my kids like. I want to say it was 2013 or 2014. Yeah. The Super Bowl party. I know that the Super Bowl happened in February. That's why I'm assuming it's this Sunday since Carl asked. The Super Bowl party was going to happen, and my kid's aunt makes chicken wings, and she made the absolute best Cajun chicken wings, oven baked. They were amazing. She made them. I don't know how she made them. Never did ask for the recipe, but I was just, yeah. So we all go to bed Saturday night. We wake up Sunday morning, and there's 6 inches of snow. And it was early on because I think there was only a few people living in the neighborhood. There weren't houses down there. The 4 houses up on the top of the neighborhood were the only ones I think done, or maybe they weren't even done. Maybe they were still building one, and it was just me and the other neighbor, and that was it. All I know is I woke up and there was 6 inches of snow on the ground. I had a Dodge Neon, and I wanted chicken wings. And so I got my snow shovel, and I shoveled my driveway, and I shoveled the road all the way up to the main road. It took me 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours of shoveling straight. And I got my chicken wings. We went to the Super Bowl party, and I had chicken wings, and I think we maybe even got snowed in there and had to stay the night or something like that. But the kids like that story. Remember that time you snowed, plowed the road? The worst part was we have a neighbor who he was like before this development got put in, there's a neighbor on the back of me and a neighbor over here that they didn't own this property, obviously, but they were the stewards of this property because it was kind of like they had, deer feeders and stuff. And so they thought of it as and so they were kind of upset that the development went in. And he was plowing the main road with his tractor. He had a yard tractor with a snow plow on it. He worked the main road. Saw me out there shoveling the street. Like, it's probably about 60 yards from my house to the corner. He saw me shoveling and he just kind of kept going past and never, it would have taken him 3 minutes maybe to turn down, do a swipe, turn back, and that was it. But he didn't, so I ended up shoveling. So I definitely have not watched it since 2017. I think 2017 was the last time I saw the Super Bowl, and I don't have cable. I'm not going to watch it this weekend unless Em decides to watch it. She sometimes gets excited about stuff like that. I don't know that she cares about any of the teams that are playing. I don't even know who's playing. I think somebody told me the Bengals were playing, which I thought was interesting because I remember them being really bad for a long time. But I don't know much about American football, honestly. I grew up, my dad has always watched football. So when I was little, I would watch football just to be able to spend time with Dad. Sit next to him in his chair or sit in a chair and watch football together. And he just likes sports. Like, he enjoys football and basketball. Never really enjoyed baseball. But he doesn't really have a team. He's not like a fan of anything. He just likes to watch the sports and likes to watch plays. And I have a very similar feeling, so we didn't cheer for anybody. We didn't have get-togethers or anything to watch games. It wasn't like I didn't grow up in a sports household, and so it just never really stuck with me. I fell in love with hockey in the 80s and 90s. It started to be on TV more on ESPN and such, and I fell in love with that sport. And I was a huge hockey fan for a long time. A very long time. It's probably been 6 or 7 years now since I've watched hockey of any kind, mainly because I don't have cable, and I just, I kind of just don't watch sports. I still follow soccer a lot. I follow it. I get updates for the teams that I follow, but I don't normally watch a whole lot. I will watch highlight reels and that sort of thing. So I guess to answer your question, I don't do anything for Super Bowl. I will probably come down here and make some stuff while there's a Super Bowl going on. I'm not really sure. It depends on kind of what the kids are up to. I think we're going to have friends staying over Saturday night, so that'll be a thing. And I think I'm just going to get to spend some time down here this weekend. So, yeah, you'll have to let me know next week how things went. Because I'll be clueless. And I don't, I know people who will be like, "Oh, you watch football?" Like, they're pretentious about it. And I also know football fans who will be pretentious about somebody claiming they don't watch football. I'm not that person of either. Like, if you enjoy sports, have at it. Like, I just have never really enjoyed it. I really don't enjoy television in general. That's part of the reason I don't have cable. Like, I have always been more of a let's do something as opposed to let's consume something. I've always been more of a doer, less of a consumer. I have learned to consume more, and lately, since Em has been a part of my life, because she's helped me figure out how to just sit down and relax. I've never been able to do that before, so I am more capable of consuming, and I might, maybe giving sports another try is something that me and her can do together. Like, maybe we can pick a team and follow a team and try to watch sports together, but neither of us has mentioned that yet, so I don't know. What are you going to do for the Super Bowl, Carl, or anybody else who wants to answer? Do you have a party? Do you go somewhere? Do you celebrate somehow? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. No, I won't. I'll see you on Monday. Today's word you should know to sound smart is lactation. It is a noun meaning the production of milk from the breasts of a mother mammal so her young can feed by sucking on the nipple. When Mother took us to visit the farm in one of our part of our property, she shielded our young eyes from the lactation of the various animals. Lactation, Lactation. Is that really a word that nobody, like, is that... It doesn't seem to hold up to the caliber of words that's in this book. I feel like everybody knows what lactation is. Maybe I'm wrong, but...